going to start with very basics within Python. So let's say we are going to add 5 plus 5. Okay, obviously you are thinking that the answer would be right. So yes, you are right, but we are going to see how it works. So there are two ways to run the code. One is the play button you are seeing just besides the number, and the other one is you can press shift and enter from your keyboard to run the cell. So I am going to use the mouse and press the play button. So here, as expected, you can see the output is 10. Very simple, right? So the next code we are going to run here, the two lines of code. One is 5 plus 5 and the other is 2 plus 2. You may be thinking that it will print 10 and then 4, which is obvious, but Python doesn't work like that. Let's see. I am going to run this and you will see the answer is 4. Why? What just happened? Why it is printed only 4? Because the logic is Python compiler run the last line of the cell. So in this cell 5 plus 5 was not executed because the last line is 2 plus 2. That's the logic you are seeing the 4 as output. But there are ways to print whatever you want to print in the particular cell. Next example we are going to see here. We can use the print function if you want to print other than the last line. So print function, we can explore more print function. Also you can do research about on the internet about print function. So we are printing here 5 plus 5 and 2 plus 2. So the syntax of using print function is print and the braces, open and close braces. So let's run this. Alright, see, this is how you can print apart from the last line as well. Okay, and so the next line we are going to print here is I am coder. Again you are seeing that print function is being used, and the text I am going to print is inside the braces. Apart from braces, you are seeing I have used quote here. That's the syntax of print function when you are going to print the text. When you are going to use the print function or you want to print the text, you must use the quotes, either single quote or a double quote. So here I am using a single quote. In between I am going to print I am a coder text. Let's run this. See, this is how it will print. So the rule is when you use the print function to print any numerical value, then you don't need to use the quote. However, when you use print function to print the text, then you need to use either single quote or double quote. Let me show you the example how you cannot print the text without using single or double quote. Print. Alright, so I am coder. Right. Now I have not used the quote here, so I am going to run this. See how you are getting the syntax error, which means there is a rule to use the print function. It must be between either single or double quote. So I have used the single quote and then run it and see it executed. So that's how the print function works. The next is I'm going to print the text and the number together, but there is a rule to print it. So print open and curly braces, and I have used IM is a text, and I have used the quotes as well, okay, and then comma, which is used for the separation, and then 30 plus 5, and then comma. So here you can see that I have not mentioned the quotes in between the numerical value, because that's the rule. When you use the print function to print any numerical value, you don't need to put quotes within the value, all right. And after the comma, again I am using text, so year old, and I have mentioned, I have added the quotes for the text, right. So let's run this. See, this is how clearly it gives the output. I am 35-year-old. 35, what it does, 30 plus 5, it has added both numerical value. That's how the print function works. And you can see that I have not given the space, but by default after M, and there is a white space between M and 35, and then 35 and the year, there is a white space between. So that's a by default white space Python gives when you use the separator as a comma. You have used this comma, so therefore Python gives Python knows that you are going to print something that required space, because you are using print text and the numerical value. So there must be a white space required, so print do it automatically. So next line we are going to print, let's see. So this is how by default it gives the white space, but in case if you don't want white space between M and 35 or 35 to years, so you need to use the separate method, SEP. That's how we use it. So let's run this. I have used sep method and sep function, by the way, and it is, and I did not give any space in between. So when you run this, let's run it, you can see there is no white space between M and 35 and then 35 to years. So that's how. Now if you want to give this white space or even anything, like let's see, I am just giving a white space. See, now let's run this. Now you can see the output has a white space in it. Let's say you want to add anything like exclamation mark here. So when you run this, exclamation mark will print like this. So whatever you enter in between in the separate method, that will reflect in your output, right. So the best way is to use just, if you want a white space, Python gives you by default a white space. If you don't want, then use this separation method. Now let's come to the next line, which is the comment. So anything you write in the cells, and if you mention the hash starting of the line, then Python will not run this, because it is called comment, and this is the single line comment, by the way. This is single line comment. Also see here, let me give you an example. You can see I have used the I have written line and I have used the hash, which makes this line as a comment for the Python. So let's run this. See, nothing is printed because Python don't execute the comment. Comment is used only for the explanation of the code you are writing, so that in case if you or someone else is reading your code, they will have the idea what your code is actually doing. That's the purpose of comment. Now there are two ways to give the comment to your code. This is the single line comment, this is the single line comment, and if you want to give the multiple line comment, so you can use like this. You need to double quote 3 times open and then enter, 3 times close. In between whatever you write, it won't be executed by the Python. So now we are going to see how the comment works. So I have written this line and then again a new line has added, which is 5 plus 5. Okay, and then after I have given a comment, this will add the numbers. Okay, so this is the code and this is the explanation of code, what is, so that I or someone will have the idea if someone will read this code after couple of months or year. So let's run this. It's printed 5 plus 5 because there is no hashtag is used starting of the line. I have used the comment here, so this line did not print, that's the reason, and this is how we use the comment. Next is we can join the two text words in Python as well. So this is how the way programming language I have written it. So let's run this. See, programming language is printed, but the problem is there is no white space in it, because when you use any mathematical operator, it doesn't give any space. So that's how, if you are printing the text, you need to give the white space manually. How you can do it? Okay, after the end of the text, just give white space and then run it. See, you will see the output with white space, which looks professional. Again, and there is, you can see the rule here is, I have used the quote whenever I am going to print anything that is text, which is we call string as well, that should be in either single quote or multiple quote. Alright, so the next is the same programming language. I have given the white space here and the here as well, before the L and after the G. So you can see there are two white space, because one here, one here. So that's how it looks like that. Next is, I'm going to print this. Oh, it gives the error. Why? Because when you use the print function, either use a text or numerical, especially when you use mathematical operators here, you are using the plus sign and you are using the text and the numerical, so that's why it gives you the error. If you just remove, so this was the line that gave us the error. So how we can fix it? If you just simply remove the text and given any numerical value and then let's run it, it won't give you error, because both are the numerical value, therefore it doesn't give you the error. Again, if you are printing both text I am plus code, so you can see both side is a text. So let's run this. It runs. So either you can use the numbers or the text, but there are ways to print number and text together. There are rules. So let me show you how you can do it. Print function, use the braces because it's a text, so I have used quote. Now you need to give the separator plus 30, and that's it. Let's run this. I am 30. That's all. So whenever you print numbers and text together, you need to make sure that your text should be in the quote, and you use the separator as a comma when you want to print the number and the text together. Alright, so this was the basics of Python. There are n number of ways you can explore how the Python works, how the code works. So but because this is the short video, so I have just made the short video on the Python basics. If you like the video, please like and subscribe the channel so that you will get more Python tips and knowledge. So see you in the next video. Till the time, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you. Bye.